Hey guys, I'm Mrs. Lanphier, and I will be the third teacher taking over this work experience class. Welcome. I am not too worried about it though. This really isn't a tough class, so having a third teacher take over really shouldn't throw you off too much because it's pretty basic and pretty simple. So let's kind of go through a couple things, important things about the class. First of all, you should have received a K-mail from me with the documents you're going to need to get started. So I'm going to go over here to the content tab to get started. Of course, read through the syllabus, read through my contact information. If you ever need to get a hold of me, here's my phone number. You can shoot me a K-mail. Actually, you're going to see a K-mail from me through Shannon Smith, the counselors, through her K-mail account, just because I haven't been added to the class yet, but I wanted you guys to really get going, so you'll be seeing a K-mail from me through her account until I get access. But you won't be able to K-mail me back unless you already have me as a teacher. But I have a section on here, so if you do have a question on how the class works, here's a little discussion link that you can go and post a question, and I can respond to you there. Otherwise, this is going to be a really handy document. So to give you a quick rundown of what you can expect in this class, basically you work at least 5 hours a week. You submit those hours to me along with a 1-paragraph weekly journal reflecting on your experiences at work that week, and you get credit for the course. So pretty easy and pretty simple. There's no Class Connect session. There's no really me keeping in touch with you. This is your responsibility. It's up to you to get your time logs submitted every week, and I'll show you how to do that. It's your responsibility to go to work. It's your responsibility to remember to kind of stay on this course and get your things submitted weekly. Another responsibility of yours is to get your work contract signed and submitted by September 18th. So I feel like I'm giving you plenty of time, especially since we've had a couple different teachers now. So September 18th is the deadline for you to submit your work contract, and I'll show you where you can find that here in a second. So you'll need to submit that work contract, or you will be dropped from the course. All right, so if you took this class and you don't have a job lined up yet, and you don't think you're going to get one in time to get your contract submitted, you need to get in touch with your counselor and find a different class. In order to be taking this class, you should have already had a job in place, you should already be working there, and you should be ready to go with getting in touch with your supervisor, getting your contract signed, and being good to go there. So once you have that contract signed, and starting this next week, you should be logging your work hours. So I have a link to a form that you're going to fill out once a week, and you're going to type in how many hours you worked each day, and you're going to type up a short 1-paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences journal reflection on how that week of work went. What did you learn? What was your interaction like with your coworkers? What was interaction like with clients or customers? What was interaction like with your boss? Some weeks might be pretty uneventful, but you still got to tell me about something. Okay? And then you'll submit that once a week. And you need to submit those once a week, and I will not accept them if they're more than 2 weeks behind. So you can't come at me at the end of the semester and try to submit 14 weeks worth of time logs and journals. That's not how it works. You have to submit them once a week. I think there's a 2-week kind of flexibility period where I'll still accept them, but after 2 weeks, no go. In this course, there are time logs and journals every week via the Google form. Submitted more than 2 weeks late will not be accepted. There are no live Class Connect sessions. So all there is the course contract that you're going to submit, these weekly work hour forms that you're going to submit, and then at the very end of the semester, you're going to have to submit an employer evaluation, but that's not till the very last thing. So be reading through this, get all the fine detail. I'm just kind of giving you a summary of how this all works. And then, like I said, at the end of the semester, you're going to have to print out the employer evaluation, have your employer fill that out about you, and then you're going to have to scan that back in and submit it. This is a pass-fail class, which means you either pass or you don't. So if you get a 60% or above, you pass. If you're 59% or lower, you fail. Simple as that. So that's how this class will work. Let me show you where you can find all your documents, and I'll also attach these to the K-mail. Here's your work experience contract. You will need to print out this document, have your employer sign it, you need to sign it. If you're under 18, your parent needs to sign it, and then you can scan it back in and submit it to the Dropbox. Just if you don't have a scanner, then you need to find a way to get it into the Dropbox. So another way students have done this in the past is if you have a digital camera or a smartphone and you can take a picture of it and then just upload that image into the Dropbox. That's worked out pretty great. But it has to be a legible image so I can see exactly all the information I need to see. So this is just what the contract looks like. Make sure you're signing it, your parents signing it, and your employer signing it. Make sure you get me an up-to-date either email address or phone number for your employer, because that's how I'm going to kind of be keeping track of you throughout the semester. I'm not going to require that your employer signs your weekly time logs just because I want to make it easier on everybody and have this online form that you can fill out. But since I'm not doing that, I will be making kind of random phone calls throughout the semester to your employers just to touch base and make sure that you're working the amount of hours you're saying you're working. So make sure I have a accurate phone number or email address that I can get in touch with your employers with. Okay, so that's the contract that needs to be submitted by Friday, September 18th. Otherwise, you will be withdrawn from the course. This is the link to the time logs and journals. So every week, you need to log your hours from Sunday through Saturday, starting tomorrow. So on Sunday, September 6th, that's the work week that you're going to start recording for me. And so on September 13th, the following Sunday, you're going to come in and submit this time log. So type in your first and last name. Tell me what week you're submitting this for. So throughout the semester, you're going to fill out this same form, but just tell me every time you fill it out which week this is representing. And then tell me how many hours you worked that Sunday. So this would be Sunday the 6th, Monday the 7th, Tuesday the 8th, and so on. So, and then here's the space for your journal entry. So again, this will be a time log in a journal for the previous week that you worked. So you will not submit this until after you've worked this full week of work. Don't send me what your hours are supposed to be for that week ahead of time. I don't want to see that because stuff can happen. You could get sick and not end up working that day, or a shift change and you might not end up working. Something might come up. So don't send me your hours ahead of time. Another reason is because you also need to be including this journal with a reflection on that week's work. So you'll complete this, submit it, you're good to go. Once I go in and see your submission, I will update the gradebook, and it's that easy. So once you get your contract submitted, this is all you have to do once a week, and then at the end of semester, it will be that evaluation is another thing you'll have to print out, have your employer filled out, sign, and submit back into the Dropbox. And here's that document. So you don't need this yet. It's not due until the very last week of school, so don't worry about that for now. I did update the class plan, so you will see reminders show up on your upcoming events when you log into K-12. So I have the time log and journal submissions. Those are due every Sunday or every Monday. If you want to wait until you log in on Monday to submit those, that's fine too. Your work experience contract is due no later than the 18th. You don't have to wait till the last minute to get those to me. Get it in as soon as you can. I know I already have a couple. If you submitted it, great. If you emailed it or K-mailed it to Ms. Dorenkamp or Mrs. Smith, you might also want to, I've been forwarded a lot of those emails, but if you could also submit it to the Dropbox, that would be great. That just so I can have it on hand in the Dropbox. So please submit that again if you haven't submitted it. That would help me out a lot. So that's the class. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You have a job, you work it, you tell me about it once a week, and then you're good to go. So if you do have questions, like I said, I have that questions discussion link posted here. You can post a question in there and I can get back to you. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait till I'm added to the class in order to send me a K-mail. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to cover, so get to work, and I look forward to hearing about your work experiences.